Hey everybody, Crew Chief 01 here. I'm doing a vid today on a piece of our American history. What you're looking at is a U.S. Springfield model 1884 45-70 caliber, and this here is a saddle ring carbine. They also made this in a full-size rifle stock. This saddle ring being issued to our cavalry, so with the ring to be attached to the saddle so it would not fall out of the scare of our ball being used. This gun was produced from like 1866 through 1892, and I believe a total of like 700,000 of these guns and the variants through the production years were made. When this gun was made in 1866, the U.S. Army was very low funded, and they were needing a new design, trying to get around the single load muzzle loader. These guns originally, this style here, was made from taking a muzzle loader and cutting the breech end off, and in 1866 they converted this muzzle loader gun over using what was called the Allen conversion, which was a trapdoor designed breech, and also at the same time the sight on here was developed by a Colonel Buffington, otherwise known as the Buffington sight, and it used to have the muzzle loaders had a rear push-up type of peep sight on it for elevation, and those were always getting knocked off or broken or whatever. So they needed a different sight. So when this gun was starting to get pieced together, they threw that Buffington sight on. And this gun was probably being produced, scabbing our old guns, our old muskets together for I think almost 10 years. And like in 1873, a little less than 10 years, they started making these in full production from newer parts. And this is where, hence, like this round barrel came into play. Most of the ones at first were the old octagon barrels you would see on a lot of older muzzle loaders. There was a lot of references and a lot of pics, and I've seen a lot of guns that when they first converted them over from the original muzzle loader, they were still using the octagon barrel. So there's been a lot of variants during its production. And then in 1892, this gun was stopped. They did not produce this no longer, and they came out with a Krag, which was dubbed as our first 30 caliber rifle. And this still too was a black powder cartridge. When this gun here, the 1884, was developed, they were going into using copper for the cases. And they were having a lot of problem. They were copper, and they were like copper tin that they call them, and the copper could not hold up under the pressure, and they were splitting and having a lot of problems with them. So then they went and they went to a brass case, black powder with a lead ball, and they were using like a boxer style primer on those. And that held up. That's what it took. So that's pretty much how they were producing the ammunition through then on, even into the Krag. And smokeless powder really wasn't developed till like 1897. So they pretty much got the shells down to a pet right off the bat with these. This gun's seen a lot of American history. Through the Indian Wars, through the Battle of the Little Bighorn, with General Custer's troops carried this and used this weapon, on up through the Spanish-American War. Man, it's just a piece of Americana that's just amazing to me. And I've seen these guns before. I never really handled one until a few weeks ago when I got this one, and a friend of mine, this was a gentleman I've known, and this was his grandfather's, and his grandfather was in the cavalry, and sequentially he was a a depot sergeant or something, so he never really seen no active combat duty to say, but he was issued this rifle, nothing less, and he was up to keep it when he got out. So I mean, he gave that to him, and my friend has had this his whole life and never shot it, and had it in a closet. And I bet you he said he's had it in this closet for over 50 some odd years, 60 years, and he forgot about it for about the last 30 or 40 years. And we just found it, like I said, a couple weeks ago, digging around in his closet. He was amazed that he still had this. So I got my hands on it now, and I've been doing a lot of digging into this, and had a couple historians look into it, and a gunsmith look into it, and it's ready to fire if I'd want to load up the lower pressured rounds, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and had a serial number trace done on this, and as close as we could find that this gun was made in 1887, and it does have an infantry designation, but I really can't find where it was issued to, so I'm going to have to do some more digging if I can. I'm going to have to get a hold of Springfield and our maybe the Dixie Catalog Company and do a little more digging into it that way. But I thought it was a pretty neat thing, and you just don't see a whole lot of these. There's not a high intrinsic value on these, but just for the piece of Americana, it's pretty cool. I think I enjoy this kind of stuff, and I could just look at this stuff all day long, because once this is gone, this is a piece of our history that's long gone with it, and I know I've got my hands on a piece of it now. So I just thought I'd put this vid together real quick and kind of show you this a little bit, and it's in pretty darn good condition for its age. Quite a bit, the bluing's all gone off of it, but it's got very minor surface rust. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to have it redone or anything. It would just take away from its overall value. Pretty neat. In the butt plate here, they had a there's a two-piece cleaning kit for the gun. And this is one of the original musket trigger guards. Pretty cool. And I think it's just a neat old gun. It's something you just don't see every day. I was at gun show this weekend, and it was quite a large one, and I didn't see one of these there, and I was pretty amazed, because they had a lot of guns, and I didn't see one trapdoor there. So it's something that you don't always see, and I think it's pretty cool. I hope you all enjoyed my video, and like always, later.